record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Kelly Potter, 25-02297. State of Michigan versus Michael Potter, 25-02298. Yes, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of defendant Kelly Potter, who's appearing in person.
Morning, Your Honor. Dan Doyle, here on behalf of Michael Potter, who is also appearing in person as well.
Okay, today was the date and the time that was scheduled for a preliminary examination on both of these matters, and there's going to be a plea, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can we approach with the?
See offer, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. The offer is for those defendants to plead to an added count 2 of abandoning cruelty to 2 to 3 animals. That's a 1-year misdemeanor and/or I believe $2,000.
Okay, both your clients will accept the offer, is
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
that correct?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please put your hand down. Okay, I have an advice of rights, or 2 sets of advice of rights. MP, what's that?
That's my initial.
We don't need initials, we need a signature. Okay, you both have gone over the rights listed on these documents with your attorneys.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that each of you have the right to the presumption that you're innocent, so you can maintain your innocence, and you're innocent until proven guilty. And you can require the prosecutor to prove your guilt by taking this matter to jury trial and require them to prove each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have the right to remain silent in any trial, not have silence be used to prove or imply that you're guilty. The right to subpoena witnesses that will testify at your trial on your behalf. The right to question or cross-examine any witness that they call to testify against you. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, are you okay, sir? You sure? Okay. You want to give up each of those rights today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anyone coercing you to plead guilty today?
No, Your
No, Your Honor.
Any promises being extended to you if you plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
No.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that by pleading guilty, it can result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current or future employers.
Yes,
Yes,
Your
Your
Honor.
Honor.
It also can have impact on where you can travel or get immigration status.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kelly Potter, are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, ma'am.
Micah Potter, are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
As to the amended count of abandoning cruelty to 2 to 3 animals, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your
Guilty, Your
Honor.
Honor.
Factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so. You both live in the city of Lansing, correct?
Yes.
You live at 2822 Fielding Drive, which is in the city. Yes, all right. And do you own animals? You did, okay. There were dogs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you had 4 of them?
Yes.
All right, and on or about July 3rd of this year, while at your home, did you fail to provide those animals with adequate care? Micah, do you also agree that you failed to provide your dogs with adequate care?
Yes.
Yeah, number-
Oh, well, I said, yeah, they
Oh,
have 4
did you say-
dogs.
Okay, yep.
Your
I
Honor,
missed that.
I have no further questions.
I only heard him respond to all of those questions.
Oh.
Once,
Okay,
so he needs to be.
okay. Micah, you live with your mother at 2822 Fielding Drive in Lansing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you also, those were your 4 dogs as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And again, you failed to provide them adequate care.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is that enough, Your Honor?
Any additional questions from the prosecutor?
None for the people.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
If the court is satisfied with the factual basis, I would accept your pleas and find both your pleas to be free, voluntarily and intelligently made. October 16th at 9 a.m. Sentencing is set for October 16th at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Your Honor, one additional thing, I do want the court to know that I will be requesting HIDA status for Michael Potter.
I need you to reset that sentencing. That's what it is. I need you to reset the sentencing. That's not gonna work. We'll be making her. I'm sorry. Yes, that week's just not gonna work. October 30th at 9. October 30th at 9, you will be seeking a HIDA. Please leave here, you'll both go downstairs to probation, you'll check in with them. They need to prepare a pre-sentence interview. Prepare you for a pre-sentence interview so that they can prepare a pre-sentence report for the court. And so you'll have to check in with them, they'll schedule the interview, and then you'll return for the interview via Zoom, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have any questions so far about what you need to do between now and then for sentencing? Are we holding a hearing today? Possession pending judgment.
Yes, Your Honor, both defendants have declined to relinquish the animals, so we will be moving forward with the forfeiture hearing.
Okay. You can have a seat. We'll do the forfeiture hearing in just a moment. On the record in the matters of the state of Michigan, is Ms. Wongi here?
I saw her. I don't see her in the courtroom right now, though.
Okay, state of Michigan versus James Bonilla, 25-02348, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Fred Blackman on behalf of Mr. Vanilla.
Okay, and I see Mr. Bonilla is present via Zoom. This was the date that was scheduled for preliminary examination. I believe the issue is that he had just retained Mr. Blackman. Is that correct?
That's my understanding, Your Honor. We agreed to treat today as a probable cause conference for that reason. It's my understanding that Mr. Vanilla is willing to waive his 21 days today so that he can proceed forward with the preliminary exam.
Mr. Blackman?
Full and complete statement, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Bonilla, do you understand that you have the right in this matter and what you're being charged with a felony to have a preliminary examination within 21 days of the date that you were arraigned?
Yes, I do. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Did you want to waive the timeline so this can be reset because you recently retained counsel and he needs to both prepare you for your defense and align his schedule?
Yes, Your Honor.
No one's forcing or threatening you to do that, correct?
Correct.
September 18th. The September 18th at 9:30 work?
Let me check the other. Calendar. Yes, yes, Your Honor, it does.
Okay, we'll see you September 18th, 9:30 in person at the court. Any additional matters for the record today?
Not
Not
for
from the
people.
defense.
Okay, you're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we need to bring up Mr. McGriff?
I just was informed that a witness checked in. I have not been able to speak to.
I think it's in the other cases.
Oh, that's unworthy. Okay, then I don't believe we need to bring up Mr. McGriff.
Counsel, that's up to you. It's not up to. You need your client brought up?
Judge, if I can.
You're gonna waive his appearance?
Yes, I am. Right.
Okay, on the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Jabril McGriff, 25-02324. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson on behalf of Mr. McGriff standing in for Mr. Sarks this morning, Your Honor.
There was a date that was scheduled for a preliminary examination. Let's see. We have witnesses here.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have some officer witnesses here. However, I cannot sustain my burden with their testimony alone. I expect a motion to the defense, to which the people have no response.
The defense stands ready to proceed today. The necessary witnesses are not present today. The defense would ask for dismissal. We are aware of this without prejudice, and I will make sure Mr. McGriff is aware of that this morning.
Motion is granted. We'll get your dismissal in just a moment. I have a number of people on my waiting room
Yeah, I was
that are not on my docket.
just an email that a defendant's mother potentially.
There's a
logged
Johnny
into
May
Zoom.
Grant Taylor, there's a Rhonda Jennings and a Londa Jennings. No, nothing familiar to you? Rhonda Jennings?
Yes, ma'am.
How can I help you? I don't see you on my docket.
I'm here for Michael George Shelton.
What do you mean you're here for him?
I'm sorry.
What does that mean that you're here for him?
He's supposed to have court. I'm just here for support.
Okay, you can't be in the Zoom room. Zoom is only for the litigant. So you can appear in person or you can
Okay.
watch via YouTube.
Okay, I apologize about that, Your Honor.
No problem. Thank you. Sounds like another court system here.
Yes, I believe it was Judge Ward. Yep.
Londa Jennings,
Yes, Your Honor.
I believe you're here for Shelton as well. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I think you all received misinformation. You can only log into the Zoom if you are actual a party to the case, and you have permission to log in via Zoom. We don't have people spectating via Zoom. You can come in person or you can watch it on YouTube, okay?
Okay, Your Honor, I'm from Ohio. I'm his aunt. and I didn't know how I could do that. Like, is there a website I can go to?
Yes, YouTube, and just type Judge Simmons courtroom, and we're live right now, actually.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem.
Okay, take care.
You have a good one. And then Johnny May, I'm assuming is for the same. Is it Johnny May Grant Taylor?
Yes, ma'am.
Which matter are you here for?
Michael Shelton.
Okay, I just advised some other people that were here on that matter as well. Only litigants or parties to the case are allowed in the inside the virtual courtroom, which is via Zoom. You can watch the proceeding either in person or you can go on the YouTube, okay? You're muted, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see, Ms. Wanji is here. On the record in the matters of the state of Michigan versus Abu Alami, and there's a co-defendant. Jatila Knox, 25-01913 and 25-01914. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Rich Williams, on behalf of Jatila Knox.
Good morning, Your Honor. I am Mr. Alani. Alani.
Okay, this was a preliminary examination. There's assault with intent to harm and a DV on Alami. And then Knox has assault with a dangerous weapon. Are we proceeding to exam today?
Thank you, Your Honor. I spoke with Mr. Williams in regards to Ms. Knox, and it's my understanding she's willing to wait for 21 days in order for people to obtain some video footage of the assault that the defense believes may exist. I have not been able to speak with Ms. Wanji about that, but I'd ask that the court set the co-defendant's case for the same date and time as Ms. Knox's exam, as it will be the same testimony.
It's all true, Your Honor. In addition, when I was retained, I submitted a bill of particulars, meaning that I asked for videos, number one, and also any and all evidence has to be linked to this because it does involve a weapon of a felonious nature. And in that, I asked that this weapon, alleged weapon, which was a power drill, I asked for the prints of that. I've asked for the prints of that since last time we were in court. Haven't got that yet. I'd like to get the prints from that from the police department and also the video from the 2 ring cameras that were on premises on that time and date.
Okay, they've already waived their 21 days.
Oh, they have. Okay.
Yeah, this was they waived it in July.
I was on Zoom, I forgot.
Well, Judge Buchanan put a very detailed note, defendant attorney driving a motor vehicle on Zoom. That's what made me laugh.
I pulled over.
Okay, let's see. So you need a new date so that
That's
he
correct.
can get the discovery.
I do.
Okay, sounds good. How much time do we think it'll take to get that to him?
The video should be relatively simple. The prints, I mean, MSP Lab takes the time that they want to take. So I guess a couple weeks for the video. If the court is willing to go longer than that for the prints, I have no objection.
October 2nd at 9:30 work?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good for
Thank you.
me. Thank you.
That's fine.
This matter will be adjourned to October 2nd at 9:30 in person at the court. Any additional matters for the record?
I apologize, Your Honor, I have multiple people talking. to
No
me.
problem. I get it. Did you all have any questions for the court?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, any additional matters?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thanks so much.
No problem.
I
Thank
will
you.
have notices for you guys in a minute. If you stand by.
Okay.
The state of Michigan versus Lorenzo Moore, 25-02333. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant Lorenzo Moore, who is present and standing to my right.
Okay, Mr. Moore was scheduled for a preliminary examination on carrying a concealed weapon and police officer assault. How are we proceeding today?
Thank you, Your Honor. I received communication from one of the officers involved last night that he had a doctor's appointment today for an on-duty injury he sustained. So at this time, people are requesting a good cause adjournment in order to have that officer be able to come in and testify. I do have one officer present today who would be able to start the exam if the court wishes, or we could adjourn to take both officers' testimony together.
Officers not here.
I believe it was Wilson, Ryan Wilson.
You have Martin here.
I have Martin here.
Okay. Start.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, we would be objecting to an adjournment. Obviously, this was the date and time set, so, Your Honor, of course, we wouldn't, obviously, if the court grants the adjournment. I don't think I'm motioning for it to just be dismissed today. I'm just motioning.
You just put an objection on the record. Makes sense. Okay. The court's gonna find good cause because obviously it's outside of the prosecution or even the officer's control that he had an injury and needed to go to the doctor. So the court's gonna reset this matter. October 2nd at 10. October 2nd at 10. Do you have any questions today for the court? I didn't know, sir. Okay, we'll get you a new notice to appear. Any additional matters for the record?
Not for the people.
Not
Thank
for
you.
defense.
Thank you.
Have a seat, she'll get you a note.
Okay. Is Sierra Shelton here? Mr. Lee, you're representing Ms. Shelton?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
This is the matter of the state of Michigan versus Kira Shelton, 25-01689. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Public Defender John Lee. Appearing on behalf of Katara Shelton.
Ms. Shelton is scheduled for a sentencing today. I do have a pre-sentence report that was prepared on the 20th. Did you get a copy of that, counsel?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay, did you have a chance to review that with your client, that is?
We did review it, Your Honor.
To make corrections, updates, or deletions?
One correction, one deletion. On page 1, under the employment data, it lists her as being employed. Yesterday was her last date of employment, so as of today, that would be checked unemployed. And on page 2, paragraph 3, line 3, it says that she's working towards getting her license valid again. We would ask that the word valid again be deleted. She's never had a license, so the sentence would be correct to say she's working on getting her license.
Okay, what paragraph is this, you said?
I'm sorry.
What paragraph was that?
Paragraph 3,
Oh,
line 3.
again, she's working on getting a valid license, correct? Okay. Any additional corrections that need to be made?
No, thank you.
Report on sentencing.
Thank you. Your Honor, we would ask the court to consider that Ms. Shelton has taken full responsibility in this matter. She is a hardworking young lady. She is a mother of 2. She has a stable living and housing environment, living with her grandmother. She wants to pursue a GED and is currently working on arranging interviews for employment. We we would ask the court to adopt the recommendations of the pre-sentence investigation report, including a term of probation of 1 month and all the other recommendations. I'm sorry, I said 1 month. I
You
meant
did.
8 months.
I was gonna say.
I'm not being nice.
I know, we didn't get the paperwork signed now. Okay, did your client want to make a statement?
No.
I reviewed the pre-sentence report as well as the defendant's prior criminal history, which there were no other convictions. The recommendation, as your attorney said, is for you to do a term of probation and to complete some programming. They believe that you would benefit from the cognitive behavioral therapy and an early education alcohol course. Adopt the recommendation and I will sentence you to a term of probation for 8 months. While on probation, you are required to complete the programming that was just mentioned. You're also required to obtain and maintain employment and to continue to work on your GED or high school diploma. So if you're not enrolled, you need to get enrolled, okay? Because you're going to be required to provide evidence of both of those, both the education aspect and the employment. You need to provide verification to your probation officer, okay? While on probation, you're not to use, purchase, or possess alcohol, marijuana, or controlled substance unless you have a valid prescription. You're not to engage in any assaultive or threatening behavior. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind, okay? I am going to order that you submit to random preliminary drug test or your analysis testing for the next 90 days. If there's no violations, then you can stop testing, okay? Do you have any questions so far?
No, I don't.
There's an advice of rights as to probation. You have the right to request early discharge from probation once you complete half your term that's being ordered by the courts. In ordering you to 8 months, once you complete 4 months. If you've not violated within the 90 days prior to that, you can make a request in writing for early discharge from probation, okay? You make that request by using the court's MC 512 form. Pass that to me, please. MC 512 form, that's on the court website, or you can request it from your probation officer. Your probation officer can also submit that request on your behalf without you asking, if they believe you're doing a good job, okay? If I set it for a hearing for early discharge, you have the right to hire an attorney, but you don't have the right to Mr. Lee or another public defender to represent you. But I've never held a hearing for early discharge, okay? Lastly, that paperwork gives you the information, but if you do file and use the MC 512 form, you need to file a copy of it on the probation department, but you also got to send a copy or serve a copy at the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor will have 14 days to respond in writing to your request, okay? If they object. Other than that, you keep that for your records. There's some fines and costs. There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that must be assessed per statute. There's a $50 state minimum cost that must be assessed. There's a $30 per month oversight fee for each month of probation. So your total fines and costs, because I'm gonna waive the discretionary fines. It's gonna be $365. You can make monthly payments on that, okay? Also, I'm gonna grant status under HYTA. Okay. Do you have any questions at this time? When you leave here, you'll check in with your probation officer, so she can make sure you have all of the same contact information. And then there will be a order drafting, memorializing what I just stated as to your probation orders. You'll have to review and sign that. You'll report monthly to probation, okay? Via Zoom, okay?
Thank you.
Any additional matters for the record?
Not for the people.
Nothing for the-
Thank you, you're all set. Are we running Terrence Holly?
Yes. Oh, no, is he going away? Oh, okay.
Okay, what about Tyrone Howell?
Sorry, say again?
Are we running Tyrone Howell?
I don't believe so.
I'm over here, hi.
Oh, wait, no, yeah, I'll be requesting determinant on that one.
Okay, do we need him brought up?
I believe
Yes,
so.
yes, because we're not gonna be agreeing to it.
Okay, let's have Howell brought up. And then, assuming we're running Michael Shelton.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. And then Ray John Worthy.
That was the one with the witness that got here that I hadn't been able to
We need
talk
some
to
time.
yet. Yes, please.
Okay, off the record. Yes, please.
Didn't even think about doing that.
On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Tyrone Howell, 25-032357 and 2382, appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Mr. Howell. Mr. Howell, please stand up. Thank you. Who is present stands to my right.
Mr. Howell has a preliminary examination on one file that has a home invasion. Third, the other file has an unlawful imprisonment, 2 counts of assault with intent to rape, bodily harm, and DV. Third, are we proceeding today?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the people are requesting a good cause adjournment on both files. Both files involve the same named complainant. While I was preparing for this case last night, I checked some jail calls. I found approximately 198 calls to the victim's phone number. It was registered in the jail system to the victim. A good chunk of them came from Mr. Howell's jail account. A good chunk of them came from other inmates' accounts. Given the volume of them, I was not able to go through all of them. So at this time, the people are requesting some time to be able to investigate that.
198 calls or 188 calls suspected to be to the victim?
198 calls to the victim's phone number, a good chunk of them from Mr. Howell's account, a good chunk of them from another account that I suspect Mr. Howell was using.
Counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'd be objecting to that. Mr. Howell is in custody and being held. I have not been presented with any of these alleged calls, any call logs, any recording. At this time, we are ready to proceed today. We were anticipating and ready to go forward today, so we would be demanding at this point to start the exam and to move forward. Thank you.
I would demand that there wouldn't be 198 phone calls that we need to investigate. It doesn't sound like that's gonna turn out in my favor. I don't know why there would be even the allegation of a phone call when you're advised not to have contact directly or indirectly with a protected party. And then while you're sitting in the jail, which advises you that this call is recorded, that there would be phone calls made on a recorded line. You got to be a weirdo to do that. Or an idiot. One of the two. Only a weirdo or an idiot would do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Especially when violating your bond is a contempt of court order. You can face up to 93 days per violation. So the request to have this case dismissed is going to be denied. If there was 198 calls, it's a large chance that there's been some witness tampering. But an investigator now needs to be assigned, and that's going to take the investigator countless hours to listen to 198 calls because they're recorded, so they know exactly what was said, and then figure out how this matter can be resolved. So until then, to safeguard you, I'm going to suspend all of your phone call and video privileges, all, okay? You're not to use any phones while in custody. You understand that?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
With regard to that, is he still able to have communications with myself, like the smart jail system?
Yes.
Thank you. We do use that. We would also ask for a bond because bond reduction due to the nature of the fact that he's still in custody on this.
I don't know how anything that I just heard like furthers the request for a bond reduction. 198 alleged calls. to the victim. It's not like a good baseline to say, hey, I want to get a reduction in bond. Actually, what I'm doing right now is restricting some of your liberties, if you haven't noticed. So the request to reduce the bond is denied.
October 2nd at 10.
October 2nd at 10.
Is there any date earlier, Your Honor? I know that.
October 2nd at 10.
Thank you.
That was the earliest date we had.
I
You
understand.
don't just go pick stuff out months later for fun.
I understand. You said 10 a.m.?
Yes.
Thank you.
Any additional matters for the record?
Not for the people.
I would just ask that obviously any evidence that is procured or produced, they turned over as soon as possible, so I may review it as well.
Absolutely,
Thank
I
you.
would hope. I would hope. I don't know how long it takes for them to go through 198 calls, though.
I understand.
The alleged already.
Stop.
Man, I feel like I'm being railroaded here. I'm innocent. I haven't done anything. I'm being held up. I'm a father, a parent. My kids got school. It's hard on the mothers already as it is.
No,
And
that's
then,
not
and
me.
then these people are saying that I haven't done anything. So why am
Who's
I
these
still
people?
even? I'm saying that. She got a statement of the alleged.
Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying, sir, I'm trying to protect you from saying anything that could be put under in the record.
Whether of my innocence.
Would be against my advice that you make statements.
It's up to you if you want to make a statement. That she's advising you. I don't get to tell you what you can and can't say. If you want to waive your right to remain silent, you can do that, understanding that anything you say can be used against you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And these are two separate files with very serious allegations. So these are not.
And I believe there's a third as well in front of Judge Flores.
A third file.
Third felony file, same victim.
Yeah, and then these are serious counts. You're being charged in one of the domestic violence third offense.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was you a father
I've
on the
been-
first and second offense?
I never did any.
Were you
I
a
was
father
father,
your
yes,
first?
Your Honor.
Then you got
No, I haven't
two
been in trouble
convictions
since-
for domestic violence already.
I haven't been in trouble since.
Three
2015, Your
files,
Honor.
three felony files with the same victim and 198 calls.
And a fourth controlled
In a
substance
sense
file.
of, so I can make up a story.
Stop.
I'm saying, can anybody make up a story and just
Oh, so everybody's lying on you.
100%, Your Honor?
Got it. You're all set.
Thank you.
I will get you the rest of the information as soon as I have it, okay? I
I'm
understand.
gonna call Matthew still back. Do you want to bring up Dorothy?
You can bring it up, I can tell you.
Okay,
Whoever she's ready on.
We can bring them up.
yeah, let's bring up Dorothy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Rashawn Worthy, 25-02387, appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Stephen Feigelson, appearing on behalf of Mr. Worthy as well as Mr. Sarts this morning.
It sounds like Mr. Sarts and Mr. Worthy are at the same court right now.
Apparently so.
Yep.
Okay, today was the date that was scheduled for a preliminary examination in a PA 53 contempt hearing, but Mr. Worthy is not brought over or transported today because he has a appearance before the circuit court. So this matter needs to be reset. The court will find good cause to go beyond the 21 days.
October 3rd.
I'll let Mr. Sarts know. I believe that will work, Your Honor.
October 3rd at 9 AM in person. Any additional matters for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. At the risk of incurring the wrath of APA Pfeiffer, I am going to place an offer on the record that will remain open until the next prelim. The offer is 1 count of aggravated domestic violence with a sentencing agreement to no further upfront jail at the time of sentencing.
I'll make sure either myself or Mr. Sarts relay that offer to Mr. Worthy.
Thank you. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, let's see. That was Worthy, and who else are we running? We're running Shelton, we're running.
Running
Holly.
Shelton. Mr. Austin was down talking to Mr. Holly. I haven't seen him back up yet.
Have I seen Mr. Goodrich?
He was here. I think he's in Judge Buchanan's courtroom.
Okay, so we'll wait for him for Shelton, and then
We
ready
have
on the
the Potter forfeiture.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay.
The people of the state of Michigan versus Kelly and Michael Potter, 25-05381. Appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
Okay, and Mr. and Ms. Potter, you do not have an attorney representing you for this purpose, is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you can be seated. Today was the date that was scheduled for a hearing for possession pending judgment. Counsel, you all are looking to get possession of seize possession of the animals, is that?
That's correct.
And the defendants do not want to forfeit those animals.
That's my understanding.
Okay, you can proceed with your proofs.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people call Animal Control Officer Jablowski. Thank you.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I do.
And you can have a seat. State your first and last name and spell both.
Brandon Favis, KatrynFadus, maiden name Jablonski.
I was gonna say.
I break the judges out every time.
What in the world is going on?
JOBLONSKI.
Thank you. You can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Davis?
Jablonski.
Jablonski,
I think
okay.
maiden name.
All right. Where do you work?
Ingham County Animal Control.
And what's your job title?
I'm an animal control officer.
What are your general duties?
I respond to calls from the public regarding domestic animals. And I enforce state and local laws, to protect animals and protect the public.
Okay. On or about August 18th of 2025, were you assigned to serve an individual with a court summons? And who was that person?
It was Kelly Potter.
Were you able to serve that person?
Yes.
Where did you serve her?
Yeah, her address at 2822 Fielding.
2822 what?
Fielding?
And was that in person?
Yes, ma'am.
How close did you get to her?
Closer than we are now.
Okay.
Like 3 feet.
Okay. Do you see Kelly Potter in the courtroom today?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you point her out and describe something she's wearing?
She's wearing a black hoodie, glasses.
You're under request the record reflect this witness as identified the defendant Kelly Potter.
Are you objecting to that, this identification?
No.
Your identification is noted.
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions for this witness?
No.
Thank you, Officer Jablonski. We'll call your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people called Sergeant Kyle Haney. They're pretty much all photos.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I do.
You can have a seat. If you could state your first and last name and then spell them both.
Sergeant Kyle Haney, KYLEHANNEY.
Job title?
Animal Control Sergeant.
What are your general duties?
To oversee the enforcement division and investigate allegations of criminal activity pertaining to animals, including but not limited to animal neglect, cruelty, abuse, and damage.
On or about July 3rd of 2025, did you have occasion to respond to 2822 Fielding Drive?
I did.
Is that in Lansing,
It is.
Ingham County,
Yes.
State of Michigan?
Yes.
And what was the reason for your response there?
We had received a welfare check to that address of animals living in a home in possibly unsanitary conditions.
Did you in fact go to that residence?
I did.
Was there anything notable about the residence when you arrived?
When I arrived on scene, I initially was unable to make contact with anyone in the home. If you were facing the home on the left side, there is a driveway that leads to a carport. I noticed flies forming around the carport. The flies were going in and out of the home through partially open windows. And I could also smell what appeared to be trash and animal feces based on my training and experience coming from that area. From that point, I then proceeded to the front door of the home. I had to pass windows that were unobstructed that gave me a clear view inside the home where I could see at least four dogs inside the home at that point, and what appeared to be animal feces covering the majority of the flooring in the home.
And at some point, did you get a search warrant for that home?
I did.
And were you there when that search warrant was executed?
I was.
Did you enter the home?
I did.
What can you tell us about the condition of the home inside?
Upon immediate entry, it was somewhat difficult to breathe just based on the odors coming from inside the home. The vast majority of the flooring inside the home was covered in animal feces. It virtually proved impossible for me and the other responding officers to not step in animal feces while removing animals from the home and searching the residence.
Okay. Did you take any photos of the inside of the residence?
I did.
Your Honor, if I could grab the exhibit stickers from the staff real quick. Thank you. And Your Honor, I'm showing the defendant's people's proposed exhibits 1 through 4. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
You may.
Sergeant, I handed you what's been marked as people's proposed exhibits 1 through 4. Do you recognize those?
Yes, I do. These were photos that were taken upon executing the search warrant.
And do they fairly and accurately depict the condition of the home at the time of the search warrant?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Now, move to admit people's proposed exhibits 1 through 4.
Any objection to those as exhibits?
No.
I don't know what that means.
So are you, you can object based on the evidentiary rules if you don't believe that that accurately depicts or some other chain of custody issue would, he can't testify about it, whatever. Do you think you have an objection? Is that a no?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, those exhibits, it's 1
through 4.
1 through 4 admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I publish the report?
You may.
Hands of the judge. Now, as part of executing that search warrant, did you seize any animals in the home?
We did.
And how many did you seize?
4 dogs total.
And do you know what kind of approximate breed those dogs were?
Pit bull, primarily pit bull breed dogs.
Okay. Fair to say they were mixed breeds of some kind? Okay. Based on your training and experience, what were the age ranges for the dogs?
2 of them were clearly adult dogs, and then 2 appeared to be adolescent dogs, which we, when I say adolescent, meaning less than a year old.
Okay. Did you notice anything about the condition of the dogs?
All of the dogs had some varying degree of hair loss, and then there was also one of the adolescent dogs, I believe the male dog, which was later, I believe, determined to be Timmy. At that time, upon executing the search warrant, he had a very obvious leg injury or was not able to use one of his rear legs.
Okay. Did anybody arrive at the residence during your execution of the search warrant?
Yes, after we had made entry into the home, Micah Potter arrived.
And did you speak with Mr. Potter?
I did.
Do you see him here in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you point him out, describe something he's wearing?
He's right there wearing a navy and red Nike sweatshirt.
Thank you. Your Honor, request that the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant, Micah Potter.
Any objection to that as information? Identification is noted, that is.
Thank you. Did you speak with Micah about the condition of the home?
I did.
What did he have to say about the condition of the home?
I asked him if he believes that a reasonable person would think the conditions of the home are unsanitary. He agreed with me that they would. I asked him how long the conditions have been in the state that they were. His answer, I believe, was a while.
Okay. And did he say anything about who the dogs belong to?
He said that the dogs belonged to him and they were owned by his mother, Kelly.
Okay. And at some point, did you speak with Kelly?
I had spoken to Kelly, not that day, but I believe within the following week. I had
Okay.
spoken to Kelly
Was that by phone, in person, something else?
by phone.
And what did she have to say about the condition of the home?
She had also said that the conditions of the home were in a state of disrepair, that they had been in that condition for some while, and that she admitted that she and Micah had needed help given the conditions of the home.
Did she indicate who owned the dogs?
She said that they were primarily Micah's dogs. However, she had stated that she had owned 2 of the dogs for a substantial amount of time, several years, which would have put the dogs as her property given Micah's age at the time.
And how old is Micah? Do you know?
I believe he is 18.
Okay, so several years, he would have been a minor.
Correct.
Okay. Now, as part of your job within animal control, are you familiar with the system that compiles the cost for boarding animals?
I am somewhat familiar.
Somewhat familiar?
I'm familiar with the process. I don't know what the actual fees associated with the cost of care are. Yes.
Have you seen the form before?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness? Sergeant Haney, I've handed you what's been marked as People's Proposed Exhibit 5. What is that?
We often refer to this as a 30-day bond quote. This is an estimated cost of care for 30 days for any and all animals that were seized at that time, which were begun at the time of seizure.
Okay. And are those kept in the course of normal business with animal control?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 5 into evidence.
The objection to People's Proposed Exhibit 5. No. People's 5 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to publish. Thank you. I have nothing further for this witness.
So did either of you have any questions for this witness?
I didn't say it variates. I don't remember saying it's a long time. I never said it.
You repeat that so I can hear you?
I said it variates. When he asked, he said, how long has house been like that? It doesn't never stay like that. And it's bad. It's always been, it's not good at all. It's nothing good. It wasn't that bad in the picture. Like the dogs tore it up trying to hide from it. It was bad, but it wasn't, you could walk in the house. I lived there, slept there. I woke up every day with the dog. It's not good. It's not sustainable.
Are you talking about your question is about the condition of the home?
He believes that the statement that the house has been like that for a long time, he was saying to him that it gets cleaned.
I never said
it goes
that.
back
It stayed
to
a long time. And then the pictures, yes, that's bad.
Okay, so your question to him is,
I said that it stayed like that for a long time. Or did I say
did he say that to you?
Or did I say it variates? I said it's like that for a long time. When you asked me that, or did I say it variates?
I would have to refer back to my report for your exact quote. However, I believe based on my memory, your answer was in quote a while.
Any other questions for him? Okay, Officer or Sergeant Haney, you can be excused. Do you have any other witnesses?
One more witness, Your Honor. The people called Dr. Ladronka. Eddie, can I get one more? Yeah, thank you. What? 6.
You got a silent keyboard?
Yes.
That was quick.
Did you expect anything? I don't know. It might be there. I don't think any of
okay.
that. Okay.
Thank you. If you can raise your right hand, please. I can't see her hand. Thank you.
All right.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury? Thank you. Have you testified in court before?
Yes.
Okay, there's a microphone that's in front of you, and the purpose of that is so that the lady behind you can hear through the system everything that's being stated, but it does not amplify your voice. And then we have this little glass thing that might block out some of the sound. So if you can keep your voice loud and clear, you'll give responses verbally, no head nods, head shakes, uh-huhs are not acceptable. If you do, we'll just ask you if it's a yes or no. If you could state your first and last name and spell both.
Rebecca Ladronka, Rebecca Ladronka.
You can proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Doctor, what's your profession?
I'm a veterinarian.
And do you have any degrees?
I have a doctorate in veterinary medicine
Where
and a
did-
master's in public health, actually.
And where did your degree in veterinary medicine come from?
Michigan State University.
Okay. How long have you been practicing?
I graduated vet school in 2013, so 12 years.
Okay. Do you have any other accreditations or certifications? No, okay. Are you familiar with the dogs seized on July 3rd of 2025 from 2822 Fielding Drive?
Yes.
And are you aware of any of the dogs having puppies?
Yes.
How many puppies were there?
I actually don't remember, 5 or 6.
Okay. Do you create like medical reports as part of your practice?
Yes.
Okay. Would that information be memorialized in those reports?
Yes.
Did you have occasion to evaluate the dogs that were seized in this case?
Yes.
What kind of conditions were they in?
They all had significant flea allergy dermatitis was the primary finding for most of them.
And can you explain to us what that is?
So typically flea allergy dermatitis involves hair loss and scabbing and skin infections, so like pustules, and flaky, peely skin, and inflammation of the skin, so redness, sometimes thickening if it's chronic. So Gemma, the older female, had definitely chronic dermatitis, so her skin had some thickening and so one of the things the skin does when it's got chronic inflammation is it kind of tries to protect itself by thickening and by hyperpigmentation. So by adding more pigment to the skin, which doesn't make sense for flea allergy dermatitis, but it would protect it from like UV radiation, which so the skin doesn't know what's causing it to be inflamed. So it just does that to try to protect itself.
And
so she had that.
And this flea dermatitis was present on all the dogs to various degrees?
Yes.
Okay. During the animal stay, animal control, have the dogs exhibited any behavior issues that you know of?
Yeah.
What kind of behavior issues?
They all have displayed significant anxiety. 2 of them have been.
Okay. And because of these behavior issues, have they had to be prescribed any sort of medication?
Yes.
What kind of medication?
They are all on anti-anxiety medication. 3 of them, so the 3 that aren't nursing puppies are all on significant anxiety medication. So they're all on trazodone, amitriptyline, lorazepam, and what should I say? Clonidine.
And is the purpose of those medications to protect the dogs?
Yes.
And people that are handling them as well?
Yes. Okay. Right. So the 3 that aren't lactating are on those 4 medications. I just wanted to clarify.
Gotcha. So there's 3 that are on the medication?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Gemma, the one that is nursing puppies, is on trazodone and gabapentin, which are safe for lactating.
Thank you. Based on your education, experience, training, what kind of hazard does a large amount of feces in a home present to a dog?
Primarily would be sort of a urine skull sort of situation. So another sort of dermatitis issue. So they will have sort of contact dermatitis to their feet, to their abdomen, to their butt where they sit down. They'll get dermatitis in those areas from contact, if they have to lay in it or stand in it or sit in it. I didn't see a ton of that on these 4 dogs, so we'll see that more in dogs that are crated and have to be in a very confined area with their feces. So these dogs more had the flea allergy dermatitis than that contact dermatitis.
And you said that you keep records in the course of your practice, correct? All right. May I approach the witness, Your Honor, please? Dr. LaGranca, I've handed you People's Proposed Exhibit 6. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
And what is it?
That's the medical record for Pretty Girl.
Okay. And if you can flip through it and see if there's any other pages that you recognize.
And there's Timmy and Chop and Gemma as well.
Okay.
Oh, and the puppies.
All right. And are those all kept in the course of ordinary business with animal control?
Yes.
And do they fairly and accurately represent your records in this case?
Yes.
All right, Your Honor, at this time, I've moved to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 6 into evidence.
Any objections to People 6? People 6 is admitted.
All right, and I move to publish?
Yes.
Can I ask her a couple questions?
You'll get a chance when she's finished. It's your turn, okay? No problem. Did you need some paper so you can write your questions down? Or are you gonna remember them?
I can't spell. I'll be all right.
Okay, you can ask your mom to help you. Okay,
I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
okay. Do you have any questions for the witness?
So none of the dogs were like, you're gonna die or nothing, right? They were like, they're still surviving. None of the puppies died that came out of her. So
No.
that means she was getting fed and so they're still doing good and stuff. You said something.
Wait, is that a question?
Yeah, like,
The-
if they were dying, like if they were.
Okay, let me, because you gotta break the questions down to one at a time, okay? So all the puppies survived, correct? Doc?
All the puppies survived.
Okay, and so does that mean that they were getting fed? That was his next question.
Puppy?
Or the dogs?
Just because she has to eat, she eats
Was
more when she.
Gemma, does that mean, is that an indication that she was being properly fed?
She was and still is a bit on the thin side. Just lactation wise, she hasn't been able to gain back as much weight. But she isn't emaciated or anything.
You said they bit somebody?
Yes.
Gemma and Chop, Gemma did?
Gemma and Timmy.
Timmy, that's the 2 females.
Sorry, I thought
We
his
didn't name
name
no
was Timmy.
puppies. I think those puppies weren't supposed to be there.
And Tim.
Just Gemma and Chop. So Gemma and then the boy.
Gemma and the younger male.
The
who
one with
I
the
was
hurt
told
back
is-
legs.
Wait, you can't go back and forth on at the same time, so.
I'm sorry.
You're asking about which 2 dogs?
Bit somebody. Yeah, they like.
Which 2 dogs bit someone?
The younger male adult, who I was told his name was Timmy,
Okay,
and Gemma.
And then they just bit somebody or they were trying to help them with the puppy or something. Gemma,
Gemma bit 2 people because she was being protective of her puppies. The younger male adult, who I understood his name was Timmy, bit one of the staff members who was trying to walk.
Thank you. Sorry.
no other questions from you, sir? Do you have any more questions for her?
No,
Ma'am, do you have any questions?
No, yeah.
Okay, any redirect?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, thank you, doctor. You may be excused. Any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, people rest.
Okay. Were either of you calling witnesses or did you either want to make testimony for yourself?
I do want to put on record.
If you want to make testimony, let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do, yes.
Okay, you can say what you want to say, ma'am.
The house has been 100% cleaned. It's in the process of being remodeled at the moment. I was out of town when all this went down. I wasn't in the home.
You were out of town
when they came.
when
and
they seized the animals,
dogs.
but you received service of the.
I wasn't aware until after I had spoken to animal control over they had called me over the phone and they asked me questions. I wasn't aware that that was going to be used against me in court. I wasn't aware that I had charges at that time as well. I also want to make note that the animal control left without calling the city. My house was red tagged. They came back, the police came back for a welfare check, and they're the ones that called the city to have the house condemned or code red tag. And that I also want to make a record that we have never had a dog at large. We've never had our dogs bite anybody. I'm very shocked that she said that Timmy bit somebody.
His back legs are.
Let her talk
He
and then
was
I'll give you.
injured as a puppy. He was paralyzed for about a month, and he walks now. We got him walking. You know, I understand the conditions of the house. Those pictures don't show the entire house. Those pictures don't show the living areas of where we were, and those pictures were taken after 10 or so animal control people were in the house, chasing after the dogs. The bags of trash were ripped. I mean, dressers and stuff and coffee tables were flipped over while they were trying to get these animals. And that's when the pictures were taken. I do.
Well, ma'am,
I know.
I'm looking at these
I
pictures.
understand. I do.
This is not a result. These pictures are not a result of these dogs did this when animal control came there. There is dirt and or feces embedded into the embedded into the flooring.
And if I would have known what this, I thought this case, when we were subpoenaed, had something to do with what we were already coming here for at the same time. I would have brought pictures of what the house looks like now.
But what the house looks like now is not in question. It's not an issue. The issue is the condition that these animals were being kept in. It's not, and let me also say, it's not even just the floors. I mean, there's trash. It's not just feces. There's trash, there's open containers from adult food, pizza boxes that's covered in feces. There's some black or brown matter all over the refrigerator, all over the countertops. Trash all over the countertops. This is not a situation that this happened because they came and the animals were racing. So they don't need to take pictures of all of the entire home. This right here paints enough of a picture. I don't see how anyone could live in here. And this is more than enough information, these pictures, to get a house condemned, because if this amount of feces is strewn in anything, in any other hazardous waste is strewn throughout a place, then it's not safe to live in. And sir, you wanted to make a statement. Let me have you raise your hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, what was your testimony?
Yeah, that is very unacceptable. That should not look like that, but it really did not look like that. I had it bagged up in trash, but the dogs, they do tear the bags up, and the puppies are kind of wild and that they get crazy, but I lived
You had
there.
what bagged up in trash?
All of that, everything there, everything's been
Why
bagged
was
up.
there this amount of feces in your home?
Because it got uncontrollable. It was only just Chopper Gemma, but then she had like 11 puppies at one point. I was trying to, I couldn't do it all.
Yeah, but were you in the home with these dogs?
Yes, every single night.
This wasn't one day worth of feces, sir.
No, it was all backed up. It's all old too. It's not fresh. It's not like if you stepped in it and when it smushed into your foot.
That's even more concerning.
Yeah, couldn't throw it all away. It would have got left outside, like in a bag. It would got
Right,
tore
but
up
the
even
fact,
more.
well, I don't think you're understanding the fact that there was this amount of feces ever accumulated in your home is the problem.
It wasn't all in the home. That's what I'm saying. It didn't just all happen in the home. I bagged it all up and I couldn't leave it outside because it gets all tore up. The raccoon, they come and tear all of it up and I can't. It wouldn't all go away at once. There was a lot. You are right. And yeah, it did not all come at once. It takes been there for a minute, but it's not fresh. It's old. It's not.
Yeah, you can't have having
you
old
can't have-
feces in
yeah,
your
I know.
home it's not healthy.
I know, but we were letting them out and like, we weren't just abandoning them. We weren't doing that.
I don't believe that the allegations were that they were necessarily abandoned, but that they were not properly cared for.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that's what the issue is. And then any other testimony you want to address today? You can make your argument, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. I won't belabor the point because I think the court understands what's happening here. Pursuant to 750.50 subsection 3, the people have the burden of proving by preponderance of evidence that a violation of 750.50 occurred. In this case, I think there is more than a preponderance of evidence that these animals were in unsanitary conditions, contrary to the laws of the state of Michigan. Specifically that this home was not free of accumulation of large amounts of animal waste and other trash that pose a hazard to the dogs. For those reasons, the people request that this court order a forfeiture of the 4 dogs seized and the puppies that have been since birthed from the defendants to the Ingham County Animal Control. Additionally, pursuant to subsection 3, the people are requesting that the court order the reasonable costs of the impoundment for the dogs during the duration of the pendency of these proceedings, based on the receipt that the court is in possession of. That is a total amount of $23,885.60. And I believe that that would be joint and severally liable by both defendants. Thank you.
Any further argument on your defense?
Yes. Topic, Gemma. I'll do anything for them. I'll pay anything. I'll do anything. You guys come to the house once a week. I don't care. I need chocolate. I really. I'm sorry, brother.
Take your time.
Topic, Gemma. They're very good dogs. I'll do anything I have to for them. I'll pay it. You guys can have something come once a week and I'm control. I don't care. I just Chop and Gemma are my main priority. So I do a lot. I go to work every day for. I pay for their food and stuff like that. With them, I don't know what to do without them.
This is very unfortunate because I don't deny or doubt that you care for these animals. What I doubt is that you have the ability to care for them. And even with the support of your mom, it doesn't seem like for the home to get to this condition, this was not a 1 day, 1 week, 1 month situation. And I recognize, ma'am, that you say you were out of town when this all happened, but if this is your home, you knew or had reason to know the condition it was in before you went out of town. You knew or had reason to know the condition that these animals were residing in. And no human nor animal should reside in these conditions. You not only are the children, not only is your child at risk, but these dogs are at risk. This presents a major health issue. This is not. And I do see some trash bags where it looks in a shovel and some brooms and buckets. I don't know if maybe you were in the process of doing some cleaning when this happened. I do see that some has been torn up, but that doesn't negate the amount of fecal matter and other biohazardous material that I see spewed throughout various areas, including the kitchen. And I don't know what this area outside the kitchen is, the living room maybe, and maybe if that's a bedroom. There's fecal matter and trash all over this house where you had animals living. The testimony of the animal control is that they were reported there for the purposes of a welfare check, meaning someone else in this neighborhood likely noticed the conditions and reported it. And so the officer testified that there was swarming of flies in and outside of the residence through the open windows, the strong odor of feces. The sergeant said he could barely breathe walking in there. We got 4 dogs that were of licensing age that were not properly licensed, did not have proper care. We heard the testimony of the doctor, the veterinarian, who talked about the flea dermatitis or inflammation that the dog had been suffering from, and one of the dog having had evidence of a chronic inflammation issue. These dogs were not being provided the care that they needed to have to be healthy, for you to be healthy. And these pictures only probably evidence a portion of what the court needed to grant the request of this state for forfeiture. I have no choice but to grant forfeiture of these animals to the custody of Ingham County Animal Control. And so that will be ordered based on the information and evidence presented today in this court. And then as it relates for the request for an order of costs, reasonable cost, it costs the taxpayers a great deal of money to go in and abate this issue, meaning getting these animals healthy and holding these animals in their care, getting these animals properly vaccinated and treated and dewormed, and a daily boarding fee. There's now a whopping bill of $23,885.60 that will be ordered as restitution, and you'll be joint and severally liable for that. The prosecution can produce an order to the court consistent with what was stated here on the record. Any additional matters for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. May I present that on the 7-day rule?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Thank you. You're all set.
Will I ever be able to see them one more time? Please.
You can contact Ingham County Animal Control. I don't have any control over
I
that.
tried to do that day too. They said, no, their evidence. They took them.
Do you have their probation? I think they have to go to probation too.
Yes. Did they already go down?
We did not, we didn't
Okay,
have
then
any.
yeah. I think.
Oh, I think I have the
it.
file. Thank you. And we need to bring up, I just saw Mr. Austin, so are we doing? Holly?
Yes, Mr. Holly says he will wait.
All right, we can bring Holly up. I don't know where Mr. Goodrich is. He's on the record somewhere.
I know he was in Judge Buchanan's at one
Okay.
point. We can try and track him down after Mr. Holly.
You'll make it right once you get off the elevator, it's all the way down to your back. You'll see the.
I know you were down there for a long time.
mean, I really should know his name by now. So it sounds like it's this is fine.
Yep.
See if she's in this one. Oh, Africa. You said that yesterday, man. She gone through the
I see what she
right
gave
is
you
on.
with the.
But they all she had, I said, she's not gonna be, she's not in here for today. You think you- what else to do? On the record, in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Terrence Polly, 25-02323, appearance please.
Morning, Your Honor. Abigail Wilson on behalf of the people.
And good morning, Your Honor. Jared Austin appearing on behalf of Mr. Holly. He is present with me at council table.
Okay, Mr. Holly, you can stand. Mr. Holly, you were scheduled today for a preliminary examination on criminal sexual crime of the first degree, human trafficking, forced labor, causing injury, unlawful imprisonment, and then a domestic violence. Are we running an exam today?
No, Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Holly is going to be unconditionally waiving his right for preliminary exam. If so, the people also unconditionally waive their right for preliminary exam, and we request that this case be bound over to circuit court as charged in the complaint.
My understanding is well, Your Honor.
Okay, and then Mr. Holly, is that accurate that you do not want to proceed with the preliminary examination? Are you sure? Okay. You have the right to have a preliminary examination and the right to have the prosecutor establish that they have sufficient probable cause that the felonies that you're being alleged to have committed, which are very serious, were in fact committed. And then you have the right to have them establish that they have sufficient probable cause to charge you as the person who committed those felonies. Understand that? Why are you looking at Mr. Goodrich? I mean, Mr. Austin. Mr. Austin understands that. Do you understand it is the question? If not, just say it. You don't understand, or you can explain it again. And you can make a decision that's in your best interest. You have a question?
There's no, so if I'm not guilty though.
Well, you're still alleging you're not guilty. This is not a plea of guilt, but you're waiving a right. And you have the right to have the prosecutor even establish if they have probable cause if the felonies they're alleging were in fact committed. Sounds like you need to talk to Mr. Austin in private. Okay, off the record. Is one of those rooms back there open maybe?
That I don't know.
Okay, we'll see if we can
It's
get you in
been
a
pretty
private.
full in the hallways today.
Yeah, it is, but when I just walked through, it might be quiet, a little quieter. If we can get you in a private room, then
We can
maybe.
meet, I think I
I think
have,
one of those conference rooms is open.
and we could maybe pull some of the officers out of the
Oh,
jury
that will
room.
work too.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get you in a private space to meet with your attorney.
Can someone just, I
Yep.
can't leave the
Yep.
courtroom if I have.
I got it.
Okay, back on the record in the matter of Terrence Holly. Mr. Holly, you had an opportunity to talk further with your attorney. You can stand up. How do you want to proceed? Do you want to have your exam or do you want to waive it? Okay. And so do you want to waive it freely and voluntarily, correct?
Yeah.
You understand that the waiver is unconditional, and once you get to the circuit court, if you don't like how things are going, you don't get an offer, you don't like your offer, you can't decide you want to come back and have your exam. Once you waive it, it's over. You recognize that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. We bind over date. September 3rd. That's the date the circuit court's gonna get the file from the district court, not a court date for you, okay?
Yeah.
Your next court date will be a pre-trial in the circuit court. Your attorney will be made aware of that. Do you have any questions at this time? Bond is denied. Any additional matters for the record?
Not for the people.
Nothing at this time on behalf of Mr. Holly, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set. I need to bring up Mr. Shelton. On the record in the matter of the state of Michigan versus Michael George Shelton, 25-01910, appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Abigail Walton.
Luke Goodrich from Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Shelton, who's standing to my right.
Mr. Shelton has a preliminary examination for weapons carrying concealed possession by a prohibited person and felony firearm. Are we ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, we are.
Any preliminary matters?
Not for the people.
No, Your Honor, just have one witness.
Okay, call your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. People call Officer Christopher Mosby.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
I swear.
You can have a seat. State your first and last name and spell roll.
Christopher Mosby, CHRISTOPHER, Mosby, MOSBY.
You can proceed, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Mosby, where are you currently employed?
Lansing Police Department,
What's your assignment?
CPO for the community service unit.
And what is that?
It's a part of the patrol division. It's for the county corridor. I'm a community police officer.
And were you working in this capacity on June 24th of 2025?
No, at that time I was just platoon. Oh, no, I was working in that capacity.
Okay.
At that time, I was a community police officer.
And on that date, did you respond to a call for service at or near 402 South Washington Avenue?
Mhm.
And what was that call for?
It was for possible juveniles that got into a fight, and then one of them with a handgun.
Did you receive any information about which juvenile pulled the handgun?
At the time, when the call originally came out, the caller stated it was a juvenile with a gray hoodie on, possibly had a handgun.
And did you in fact go to that area?
Yes.
Were you able to find anybody matching that description in the area?
So Officer Hall was able to locate the juvenile with the gray hoodie.
At some point, did you arrive and make contact with that individual?
No, Officer Hall handled that part. He detained and patted down that juvenile, maybe not have a handgun.
Okay. And what happened after you discovered that person didn't have a handgun?
After that person didn't have a handgun, I saw a group of like 4 to 5 other juveniles walking away from us, and Officer Hall said that they were with the juvenile that he had called.
Okay. And what did you do when you received that information?
I saw them walking into a bus station, so then and they were walking to the south, so I went around the bus station, caught up with them on the other side of the bus station.
And what happened when you caught up with them?
I informed all of them they were detained because I was investigating the crime of possibly juvenile concealed carrying a firearm, and public safety issues being the bus station, and him not finding the firearm on the religious person.
And what happened once you detained them?
Once I detained them, there was a Miss Davis that walked away from officers. She got in a fight with officers. And then there were 4 other juveniles that were kind of hesitant to hang around. And I just kind of waited until I got more units to back me up.
At some point, did you learn the names of those individuals?
I learned the name of Miss Davis and Mr. Shelton.
Okay. And what was Mr. Shelton wearing at the time?
I remember that he was wearing shorts. I can't recall what color.
And was Mr. Shelton within that group of people that you stopped?
Yes.
Okay. Would you recognize him if you saw him today?
Yes.
Do you see him here in the courtroom?
Yes.
Can you point him out and describe something he's wearing?
It's sitting over here next to the gentleman in the blue tie. He's wearing a blue jumpsuit.
Okay. Did you learn his first name? I don't think I asked you.
Michael.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd request that the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant, Michael Shelton.
No objection.
So noted.
What was Mr. Shelton doing when you were talking with him?
When I told them that they were detained, Mr. Shelton, everyone was kind of had a excited personality. Mr. Shelton really seemed like he didn't want to, listen to me when I was telling him he was detained. I had to tell him, if you keep walking away from me, you're going to be committed a felony. So you have to stay where you're at.
At some point, did you conduct a pat down of his person?
Yes, I conducted a pat down of everybody.
Okay, and what was the concern prior to patting them down?
The concern is we got a call of juveniles possibly having a firearm.
And there was a group of them together. In the time that they walked from the original area the call was to where they were at now, they didn't have sight of them, so someone could have possibly passed off the firearm. Public safety concern, them being at a public bus station, juveniles having a handgun, so crime is afoot, and I believe that they could possibly be armed.
Okay. And when you patted down Mr. Shelton, did anything stick out?
When I went to his shorts, there was a square metal object that seemed like it was inside of his shorts near his crotch region.
Okay. And did the shape of that object or anything indicate anything to you based on your training experience?
Yes, with my training experience, I concluded that it was possibly a handgun.
Okay. And what happened once you decided that?
I detained him in handcuffs and asked him to stay still so that while we were taking it out of his shorts, the firearm wouldn't go off.
Okay.
Because it was out of holster.
And was there in fact a firearm?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of gun?
It was a 9mm black handgun, a Type 9.
Would that qualify as a pistol?
Yes.
Okay. Was it loaded?
Yes.
And you said that it was in his underwear, is that correct?
Yes, it was in his underwear under his shorts.
Okay. And was it visible before you went in to get it?
No.
Okay. About how far would you say from the original call for service did you find this group of people?
So they went like 1 block to the south and 1 block to the east from where the original call was. It was probably like a 3 to 5 minute lapse in time and before officers showed up.
Did he make any statements to you?
No, he did not make any statement.
At some point, did you learn his actual age?
Yes, I did.
Is it over the age of 18?
Yes.
Okay. I have nothing further at this time.
Officer Mosby, so when you got a call, was it 4 or 5 juveniles or something that you were looking for?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you first came across an individual who'd been stopped by Officer Hall?
Yes, sir.
And he was wearing a gray hoodie, kind of like what the caller was referring to?
Yes, sir.
And was that individual a juvenile, to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, I do not know.
You don't, okay. But he did not have any weapon on him?
From what Officer Hall did. Okay.
So it was after that, what do you do after that?
So after that, I mean, Officer Hall stated the other juveniles that were walking away from them, which they were still like 20, 30 feet away at that time, that they were with that juvenile. So I assume that if there wasn't a firearm on that person, possibly there could be a firearm on one of the other.
Okay, and you saw, when you arrived at well, you were in your vehicle, right? You drove to the CATA bus station?
Yep, I was in my vehicle and then I got out of my vehicle to assist Officer Hall.
And when you get to the CATA bus station, were half of those individuals already inside of the CATA station, essentially, when you pull up?
So when I pulled up, they were originally outside, but I was assisting Officer Hall, so then they started trickling inside of the station.
Okay. And did you specifically count out how many people there were in that group, or may do anything to identify each individual?
Yeah, roughly. I just kind of remember articles of clothing and generally how big they were. It was some females and males.
Okay, but they were headed into the CATA station at that time when you got to that group, right?
Yes, after we showed up, they did head inside of the CATA bus station.
And was one of the officers already inside the station by the time you got on the scene there?
No, sir.
So you were in the first group that went and followed the group in?
Yes, sir.
And when you got inside there, did you saw Mr. Shelton inside the CATA station at that time?
So what ended up happening is they walked in on the north end of the CATA bus station and they started walking towards the south end of the bus station, not going to any of the bays or whatnot. So we drove around to the south end of the bus station and they were all standing outside of the CATA bus station on the south end. That's where I encountered Mr. Shelton and the rest of the group of juveniles, or what I thought at the time reasonably were juveniles.
Did you check the ages of any of these other individuals, like Miss Davis or?
I did not personally deal with Miss Davis, so no, I did not personally check their age.
But Now, there were other people in the CATA bus station at this time,
Yes, sir.
and people getting off buses and heading out the doors essentially.
Yes, sir.
And when you first, Mr. Shelton was walking toward that group of people, correct? When you first saw
Toward what group of people?
the group of people that you said that were staying by the south exit?
No, he was with the group of people.
Okay. But did you actually see him speaking to anybody in that group or interacting with anybody in that group?
I can't recall.
So you don't recall seeing them?
Can't recall.
And you stated that when the group was outside, you told him he was not free to leave, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you say that he was acting differently than the other people, correct?
Yes, sir.
That the other people were kind of together in an excited state, kind of discussing the matter with you. Is that fair to say?
Yes, they were all in an excited state.
And Mr. Shelton was off on his own.
No, he was originally not off on his own. He was with the people in an excited state. He was also in an excited state, but when I was trying to talk to him, he kept backing away after I told him that he was detained.
Okay, but he ends up essentially over by the wall, 5-6 feet away from the kind of the core group of people.
Yes, eventually it does seem like he's trying to evade me, so he ended up near the wall.
Okay, and when you see him, you do not see the gun on his person at all, do you?
No, not at that moment. It was a lot going on.
And you didn't, without having patted him down, you would not have seen that gun, correct?
Nope. Absolutely not.
And you don't recall specifically the type of clothing that Mr. Shelton was wearing at that time?
No, sir.
Right. And all right, Your Honor, no further questions at this time.
Can you read the record?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you, Officer Mosley. You may be excused.
Thank you, Judge.
Any other witnesses?
No further witnesses, Your Honor.
Is it defense? All the witnesses?
Your Honor, the defense does not plan to call any witnesses.
I did have, sorry, one
Oh,
exhibit to admitted to evidence, a certified judgment of sentence under 766.11B.
No objection, Your Honor.
People's Exhibit 1 is admitted per statute. Any additional evidence from the people?
Not for the people.
And no evidence from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, argument.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. In this case, we have Officer Mosby responding to a complaint of a fight with approximately 4 to 5 people in the area of 420 South Washington. He gets there. The person who initially matches the description of the individual that was described as brandishing a firearm does not have a firearm on his person. Officer Mosby goes to the other group of people who were involved in this incident. He said that about 3 to 5 minutes had passed when officers got there and they met up with them. He detained the individuals for investigative purposes. At that time, he believed that one of them could be potentially armed. For officer safety, he conducted a Terry pat on Mr. Shelton's person. He discovered a firearm that qualifies as a pistol. For those reasons, the people believe there is probable cause to believe that this defendant did commit the offense of carrying a concealed weapon. Additionally, the court is in receipt of a certified copy of a judgment of sentence in which Mr. Shelton has a prior felony conviction. So there is probable cause to believe that count 2, possession by a prohibited person, was committed, and the attached felony firearm, as he was in possession of a firearm while committing the offense of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person.
Thank you. Mr. Goodrich.
Your Honor, in this matter, the police received a call from a citizen, I guess it would be, regarding 4 or 5 juvenile individuals. They found that, claiming that a person in a gray hooded sweatshirt was in possession of a gun. Officer Mosby testified that they did stop a person wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, that person did not have a gun, that he did not see that while he saw Mr. Shelton in the area of these other group of juveniles. He did not see him interact with any of these individuals. He did not see the gun like protruding from his clothing in any way. Therefore, Your Honor, I don't believe that Officer Mosby had reasonable suspicion to stop Mr. Shelton at that time in order to conduct that Terry Pat. And as a result, I believe that the gun should be suppressed and charges bind over denied on all three of these charges. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. I don't believe the testimony was that he didn't see Mr. Shelton interacting with these people. I believe on cross-examination, he specifically said he did see Mr. Shelton interacting with these people. So he was within this group of individuals that were suspected of having this scuffle and having a firearm brandished. A Terry Pat does require some kind of reasonable suspicion. Officer Mosby testified that because of the time lapse and the fact that there were multiple individuals involved, it was possible that the firearm could have been passed to someone else. Anyone in that group could have been in possession of the firearm at that time. Therefore, he did have reasonable suspicion to believe that Mr. Shelton could pose a danger to his safety by being in possession of a firearm. Therefore, he conducted a Terry Pat, discovered what he believed to be a weapon, went in after finding the probable cause to believe that there was a weapon, and in fact found a weapon. Thank you.
And today was the date scheduled for preliminary examination. The burden is on the prosecutor to establish that they have sufficient probable cause that the felonies you're being charged with were committed, and then sufficient probable cause to charge you, Mr. Michael George Shelton Jr., as the person who committed the alleged felony. And so this is not a trial. They don't have to prove each element beyond a reasonable doubt. That's a standard of burden of proof for trial. This is a much lower burden here. It's just more than mere suspicion that the alleged felonies took place. And so we had testimony here, one witness, that's Officer Christopher Mosby, he's a CPO. I think that might be like a community policing officer. And he testified that on or about the date of June 24th, 2025, that they were dispatched to the area at or near 502 is what I had, South Washington, but I think they might have ended up near 520 Grand ultimately. But at or near that area, which they're right around the corner from each other, near the CATA station here in Lansing, Michigan. The dispatch was specifically in response to possible juveniles in a fight, one with a handgun. There was a description that was provided that one juvenile who potentially had the handgun was wearing a gray hoodie. Another officer, who was Officer Hall, reported in to that area, I guess, and per Officer Mosby, did a pat down but did not locate a handgun on the juvenile with a gray hoodie. There were officers who testified, 4 to 5 other juveniles in the area that he somehow associated with the gentleman or the juvenile, I should say, because I don't know if it was a juvenile, a male, the juvenile in a gray hoodie. And so the officer advised that due to what he believed to be an ongoing potential public safety concern, because there had been a report of 4 to 5 juveniles fighting in that area, and that one of those having a firearm or seen brandishing a firearm, that he detained those 4 to 5 individuals. One individual in particular seemed to not be willing to listen to the officer. He stated that individual and identified him today in the court as being Michael Shelton Jr. And that he had to advise Mr. Shelton that he needed to stay. I think he was attempting to drift off or not willing to listen to the officer, but that if he failed to stand there and listen, that he could be charged with a possible felony. The officer stated that based on the information that he had thus far, a fight nearby, 4 to 5 individuals that were described to be juveniles, and one individual having a firearm, that he did perform a pat down of all of the individuals that he connected based on his investigation to be associated with this alleged altercation. He stated that he was able to locate a 9mm black Tech 9 pistol in the without a holster, but in the underwear, inside of the shorts of Mr. Shelton. And that the defendant made no statements during that time. The elements that the people would need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt was first that the defendant knowingly carried a pistol. It does not matter why the defendant was carrying a pistol, but to be guilty of the crime, the defendant must have known he was carrying a pistol. Second, that the pistol was concealed on or about the person of the defendant. Complete invisibility is not required. A pistol is concealed if it cannot easily be seen by those who come into ordinary contact with the defendant. The defense attorney is arguing that the case should be dismissed, the evidence should be suppressed because the officer lacked probable cause to perform the search of his client. I would tend to disagree. There's a dispatch as to a fight in this area, 4 to 5 individuals, one with a hoodie. Officers go to the area, find someone with a hoodie, find 4 to 5 individuals. The person that is alleged to have the pistol is the person with the hoodie. However, they do a pat down of that person if he or she does not have a pistol, but the 4 to 5 other people that was with them, the officer, I think doing pretty crafty police work, which they should do, is assuming that, from around the corner, it's easy that things could have shifted or changed hands. And so he stops and detains the entire bunch of individuals that were connected to the area of the fight to pat down everyone to ensure the safety of the public, that there are no firearms in minors' possession, and locates a firearm that is not easily seen from without going inside of his pants. And I think he testified to that. Could he see it without going in his pants? He said probably not. I would venture to believe that he couldn't see it if it was hidden inside someone's pants. Find a pistol on the defendant. And so that would qualify as probable cause for count 1, weapons carrying concealed. Count 2, weapons, firearms possession by prohibited persons. The people have admitted exhibit 1, which is a judgment of sentence from just this year, January 9th, 2025, for carrying a concealed weapon. And the understanding based on this court file is that at the time of this alleged incident, the defendant was on active probation before the circuit court for a firearms charge and would not be eligible to carry a firearm. Count 2, we have sufficient probable cause to bind over on that. And count 3, felony firearm will accompany counts 1 and 2, and they are being bound over as an habitual offender second offense notice. The bind over date is going to be September 3rd. That's the date the circuit court gets the file from the district court, but your next court date is not that date, okay, sir? Your next court date will be a pretrial in the circuit court. Mr. Goodrich will be made aware of that date. He'll stay in contact with you, okay? Bond was set at 10,000, 10%. That will continue. Any additional matters for the record?
Not for the people.
Not from the defense, right?
Thank you. You're all set. Here's your exhibit.
That's a wrap.